I was opening the blinds this morning and glanced out at my car. In this apartment complex, my car is parked only a few feet from the window, so I can always see that it is there. A fleeting thought crossed my mind. I felt almost relieved that I do not own a flashy, expensive, brand name vehicle. I simply have a regular, dependable, used car, down to earth, practical, and reliable. And the thought came to me that people who steal cars are often drawn to what is eye-catching, prestigious, expensive, or highly desired. Then another thought came. Isn't that like the mallard ducks? The male mallard is colorful, striking, and attention-grabbing. But the female is muted, brownish, grayish, earthy in tone. At first glance, you might think it should be the opposite. You might assume that the female would be the more beautiful and ornamental one. But there is wisdom in how God designed it. The female's muted colors serve preservation. They help protect not only her life, but also the eggs she lays. When she nests, her earthy tones blend into the ground, making her less conspicuous to predators who would want to devour her or destroy what she carries. That is wisdom through camouflage. And I began to think spiritually. There's a principle here. In the same way, perhaps we as believers, male or female, are not meant to live in the flesh in a way that constantly calls attention to ourselves through vanity, extravagance, pride, and self-display. Not that we're to hide our light. We are called to shine for Christ. But there's a difference between shining with the light of God and drawing attention to the self. The flesh loves to be seen. The flesh loves applause. The flesh loves status. The flesh loves to be envied. But wisdom can sometimes look muted, simple, and unpretentious. There is safety in humility. There is preservation in modesty. There is protection in simplicity. The enemy, whom the scripture describes as a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour, often looks for the openings through pride, vanity, greed, envy, and self-exaltation. When a person constantly advertises the flesh, they can make themselves an easier target. But when someone walks in humility, modesty, wisdom, and a quiet spirit, there can be a kind of spiritual camouflage. Not invisibility from trials, but protection from many unnecessary snares. The flesh is what should be muted. The spirit is what should shine. The outward man does not need to be exalted. Let the inward man be adorned. 1 Peter 3:3-4. Do not let your adornment be merely outward. Rather, let it be the hidden person of the heart, a gentle and a quiet spirit, which is precious in the sight of God. The world says, be loud, be seen, be impressive. But God often says, be humble, be wise, be fruitful, be hidden in me. The female mallard is not dull because she lacks beauty. She is clothed in wisdom. Perhaps there are seasons when God clothes his people the same way.